through the eye of the storm. You are never alone.
Hey everybody, Epic Dash here. And today I've got another fanfic. Now this is one that I had in my read later on FimFiction for quite a while now, and it's about time I got to it. I literally just picked it out at random, but it is, however, by Vinyl Wubs. I had read one of Vinyl Wubs' fanfics before. I believe she did, or he or she did, I think it was 1,000 Years, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that was the one. Anyway, hang on, let me take a look. So yeah. So we're gonna read it. It's another anthroclop called Unity by Vinyl Wubs. So let's see. I'll give a little I'll read the description. The elements of harmony create peace and love around those they meet and care for. But what happens when they are brought together in a whole new kind of way? Luna has formed a plan to unite the elements in a way no one has thought possible. Will her plan succeed, or will it backfire? We shall see. So let's read Unity by Vinyl Wubs with the only chapter, Together Forever. Twilight! You have a letter! Spike shouted, trying to get back to doing voices now. I heard the pitter-patter of his footsteps as he ran up the stairs. The door to my room opened as he peeked in. Extending his hand through the cracked door, I glanced at the letter and my horn lit up, lifting the letter from his and over to my desk. "Who's it from?" I asked. It says it's from Prince... It says it's from the princess, Spike said. She must have gotten my last letter. I'm so excited to see her answer, I said. My heart was racing. A smile wider than normal slid onto my face. Oh God, lesson 0? Really? If anyone was looking at me, they would possibly think I'm insane. Really? Nah, nobody would think that. Did anyone else think Twilight went completely psycho crazy batshit bonkers in lesson 0? I sure didn't. Let's read on. Let's see. Oh. I tore the letter open quickly and opened it. I squinted at the page. Something seemed off. This didn't seem like her handwriting. Spike? I called. I looked back to the door and noticed he was gone. Maybe she's just having an off day? Wait. Oh, maybe she's just having an off day. Something affecting her hands, or maybe she's sick. Got the shakes? So many things running through my head that could be wrong with her. I hadn't even considered the possibility that she didn't write it. I mumbled. I realized with all my overthinking, I never actually read the letter. Dear my faithful student Twilight Sparkle, I urgently require you and your friends in Canterlot. There is something important we must speak about. I scratched my head. What was so important she she couldn't just tell me in this letter? Something's wrong. Worry started flooding through me. I had no idea what this was about. Was she angry at us? I don't think we did anything wrong. I'm probably just overreacting, but it's just odd. I'd better go. Excuse me. I'd better go round everyone up. I hate keeping Celestia waiting. You boy. I don't know about you, but something tells me this is not a good idea. Don't get on the train. Instead of snakes on a plane, snakes on a train. Because that's where they're going next. I don't know if I should have read that part for shit. Train. En route to Canterlot. She didn't say what it was about. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Can't talk. She didn't say what it was about? Rarity asked, a twinge of curiosity in her voice as she crossed a leg over the other. No, I don't understand either, I shrugged. I want to know! The suspense is killing me! Pinky said. Her tone was as bubbly as always, as she excitedly bounced up and down the halls on the train. Pinky, sit down. You're gonna get us in trouble, Rainbow groaned. How can you just sit there like that without exploding glitter and confetti? Pinky said in utter shock. Her eyes were wide and looked as if Dash had spiders crawling all over her. No. Please, no more! No! Just the mere mention of spiders. Oh God, I don't think I'll ever get that out of my head. No. Oh God, no. Oh God. Holy shit, no. No! Okay. Sorry about that, every pony. Ever since the spiders, I can't stand just even hearing the word spiders. Alright. Because we're sane, Dash said, rolling her eyes. Just let her do her thing. Not like we can do much to stop it, Applejack laughed. Fluttershy giggled slightly. At least she's having fun, she said, crisscrossing her legs on her seat and smiling. I sighed, giving a small smile as I leaned back and stared out the window at the passing fields. Oh, stop worrying, dear, Rarity said. She placed a hand on my arm. I looked at her and saw she wasn't worried at all, my own fear slowly fading with the smile pasted on her face. You're right. I just need to relax, I said, placing my hand on hers. That's the spirit. Now maybe we should restrain Pinky before she finds... Rarity was interrupted by a loud crash outside our room. The desert caught. Rarity sighed. Excuse me. I started to laugh almost immediately. I stepped through the doors to the castle. My friends were right behind me. I guess this is another transition. The first thing I noticed was that the throne room was empty. I glanced around confused, not seeing Celestia anywhere. Where is she? I asked. I don't know. Dash shrugged, lazily floating through the air in a reclined position. She didn't seem too excited, considering the princess summoned us all to Canterlot. Yeah, but then again, Twilight, you're always excited for just about anything that has to deal with the princess. Maybe something came up, Fluttershy suggested, looking at me with a hint of confusion in her voice. I looked at her, then everyone else. They were all looking at me as if I had the answer. Maybe she's in her chambers? I suggested hesitantly. A bout of anxiety struck me as thoughts raced through me. What if she didn't send me the letter? Maybe it was a prank, or I don't know. The worst part of all of this is that if it was fake, I pulled my friends out of their daily routines for nothing. I should have sent a reply through Spike. Stupid Twilight, so stupid. Ow, I actually hit my head for that part. Epic Dash, everybody, being stupid since 1996. Twilight Sparkle? A guard said, tapping me on the shoulder. I nearly jumped a foot in the air as I was snapped out of my thoughts. Yes! Oh, yes? I said quickly, my heart pounding rapidly. The princess is waiting for you in her chambers, the guard said. Wow, clairvoyance much? I thought Pinky was supposed to have pinky sense. What, does Twilight have Twily sense now? What the hell? My shoulders slumped down, and a wave of relief washed through me. So she did send the letter. Well, what are we waiting for? Pinky shouted. She quickly zoomed past me, disappearing down the halls. I smiled, shaking my head slowly. The rest of us made our way down the hall. When we entered her chambers, I instantly noticed Celestia sitting on the edge of her bed. Pinky was on her shoulders, giggling uncontrollably. Celestia seemed absolutely unfazed by it, a smile on her face. Princess! I said happily, quickly bowing to her. Hello, Twilight. It's good to see you and your friends again, Celestia said. Her horn lit up and Pinky was lifted off of her back to her feet. Why did you call us here anyway? Dash asked. Rainbow Dash, I snapped. It's fine, Twilight, Celestia said reassuringly. What, may I ask, is the problem? Rarity asked, taking a seat next to the princess. There's no problem. Far from it, actually, Celestia said in her usual soothing tone, seeming to uplift everyone in the room from an invisible sense of worry. Then, what is it? I asked. Well, it's about you, actually. Me? Why am I so special? Well, you and your friends specifically. What about us? Did you need us to do something? Applejack asked. In a matter of speaking, it will be of your own free will, of course. I wouldn't dream of forcing you to do something, Celestia said. I raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I asked. You all represent the elements of harmony, Celestia started. Yeah, what about it? Dash questioned. Well, my sister and I have devised a way to bring the six of you even closer. It would unite the elements permanently, Celestia said with a slight bit of uncertainty in her voice. Wait a minute. So, besides being friends, I'm scared to wonder where this is going. She seemed a little unsure of what she was saying, not only by her tone, but her stance. The way she slouched, barely made eye contact with any of us, and I seemed to be the only one to notice it. Sounds exciting, Pinky said, continuing to bounce around the room in utter glee as she heard Celestia's suggestion. We don't even know what we have to do yet, Dash said. That's the exciting part, Pinky whispered, her eyes... Oh. Wait, she whispered? Let me do that again. That's the exciting part, Pinky whispered, her eyes darting around the room as if it was a secret. She didn't want anyone else to hear. Dash rolled her eyes. What exactly do we have to do? I asked. Well, the elements will be transferred from you into a suitable vessel for a while, Celestia said. Wait a minute. How are you going to pull that off? Applejack questioned. The details are a bit unclear to me, as I will not be the one performing it, nor will I be the vessel, Celestia said. Then who is? Rarity asked. My sister Luna, Celestia said, as she said that her face twitched just slightly, seeming like it pained her to say it. It's not going to hurt her, is it? I asked. Celestia paused for a moment and took a deep breath. I don't know, Twilight, but she wants to do it, and I trust she knows what she's doing, she sighed. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get it over with, Dash said. Her voice had changed slightly, showing a little interest in what she had suggested now. I suppose I was a little curious too. It has to be one at a time, Rainbow Dash. You can go first if you want. Celestia nodded. My sister is waiting in her chambers. Finally, Dash said before bolting out of the room and around the corner. We waited there for about 10 minutes, waiting for some sign or something that would tell when someone else should go. Suddenly, there was a scream from down the hall. That sounded like Rainbow Dash, I said in a panic. I jumped up to my feet. The others seemed to be just as attentive, following close behind. Wait, Celestia said quickly as the 5 of us ran out and burst into Luna's room. The 5 of us stared in horror at Luna. She was laying on the bed naked, and there was a large bulge in her stomach. Rainbow Dash's hand was sticking out of her puss. Ah! Oh God! What? 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 Ugh. What? Ugh. What? 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 Who? Huh? Rainbow Dash's hand was sticking out of her pussy, slowly being sucked in as Luna moaned loudly. And exactly what I'm thinking. What the fuck? I screamed. My eyes widened, widened, widened in terror. I was about to run over and try to pull her out when a hand quickly grabbed my shoulder. No, you must let her finish, Celestia said quickly. Holy shit. I looked. What? Okay. And I thought Fuda Luna, Fuda Luna, God, and over impregnating Celestia was bad. But this... I looked up at her, surprised and confusion flooding my face. If she doesn't, Rainbow could die. I don't... I stammered, my eyes darted between Celestia and Luna. This is how it must happen. You will all be fine. But if the rest of you don't do it, then Rainbow Dash... Celestia said in a stern but shaky tone, as she stared down the rest of us. Oh, okay, I said hesitantly, my eyes shifting back to Luna, who was panting heavily as she swayed around erratically on the bed. What? Okie dokie, Pinky said, excited. What? Pinky, no! You're not supposed to be excited about this! No! I'm not gonna say this is one of the worst things I've read, but it's up there. It's up there. Why is everyone stomping around upstairs? God damn it. Alright. Okie dokie, Pinky said, excitedly diving towards Luna and pressing her face into Luna's dripping maw. Pinky, Ah! Pinky, I stammered. Pinky shoved her face harder, trying to push herself inside. It doesn't work like that, Celestia said. You have to... Ah! You have to make her orgasm. Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? Pinky said. God damn it! Ugh. You can do this, Epic. You're a professional. Pinky said, her tongue shooting out and forcing its way into Luna, dragging itself up and down the walls of her pussy. Luna started to moan again, gripping the sheets tightly. What kind of fucked up ritual is this, anyway? I mumbled. My face was turning bright red as I stared at Pinky, She was giggling uncontrollably, half muffled by Luna's quivering nethers. So close. Keep going, Luna grunted. Her eyes were squeezed shut tightly. It seemed like she was being strained, looking half in pain along with pleasure. Her moans grew louder, and I could tell she was nearing her next orgasm. Oh, my goodness, Fluttershy said quietly. She was blushing brightly, her hands covering her eyes. As would I, because this is disturbing. Just what? Is there anything we need to do? Applejack asked. I couldn't believe it, but I could tell she was being turned on. It was by the way she shifted occasionally, the way she gave that short pause after every other word. I'm just asking, Applejack's eyes shot open as she was silenced by... Applejack's eyes shot open as she was silenced by Rarity's lips. Applejack's eyes darted around in a confused manner, and her blush grew brighter. After a few seconds, her eyes closed slowly, and she melted into the kiss. The two of them started to take off their clothes immediately. I looked back at Pinky, whose clothes had mysteriously vanished. How did... I said. You're still questioning Pinky, Applejack pulled away to say before quickly being yanked back by Rarity. The two of them fell to the floor, their hands all over each other. Ooh. Oh, things are getting kinky now, yeah? I apologize for that. That was rather uncalled for. I can't believe I just did that. But I did, and everyone will see it now. Or hear it, as the case may be. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to go back to doing regular pictures because, yeah, the whole recording video isn't working out. Like, I'll still do gameplays and stuff like that, but yeah. Oh well. Easy come, easy go. Scaramouche, mama. Okay. Can't go Freddie Mercury on you guys. I doubt you guys would appreciate that. I really doubt you guys would appreciate it if I just started singing We Are the Champions right here, right now. I was startled by a tap on the shoulder. Uh-oh. I turned and saw Celestia looking down at me. She motioned towards Fluttershy. I looked at Fluttershy and saw she was shaking, still covering her eyes. I walked up to her and placed a hand on her shoulder. She immediately tensed up. Fluttershy, I said reassuringly. She mumbled. Her body seemed warmer than normal. Uh-oh. Fluttershy, everything is going to be okay. Let's just get through this and get it over with. Uh-oh, I said as she kissed me. I stared blankly at her for a moment before she pulled away. I'm sorry, she said quickly. Her gaze was quickly shifting around the room. No, it's okay. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I stammered. I looked back at Celestia, who was staring at me with her smile growing. Oh, I see what you did there. You just you. No. No. Wow. Okay then. So yeah, that was I guess that happened. Enough with Molestia references. Back to the story. So yeah. My own smile returned to my face. I put a hand on Fluttershy's cheek and turned her head back to me. Her face was growing hotter as her attention snapped back to me. I don't, she mumbled nervously. Fluttershy, just kiss me, I said softly. Okay. That was really hard to read without breaking out laughing. Kiss me, fat boy. Holy shit. That's one thing I love about these fanfics. That's what I love about clotfics like this, is just that this happens. Ah, shit. Fuck. Scratching the mic. Alright, there. Guess I won't wear that. Fine. Little clip for the, thing here. Okay. Stop scratching the cord. Ah! The cord keeps... Alright, there we go. The cord keeps scratching the fucking mic. Come on, Epic. Anyway. I slowly pulled her back into a kiss, and this time she fell into it. Her eyes shut and her hands moved down to my hips. My own body started to feel warm. The two of us started to take each other's clothes off, giggling slightly at every piece removed. Oh, things are definitely getting kinky now. Yes. I apologize if I scar anyone for life. I am scarred for life myself, as a matter of fact. Which is how I got to being so comfortable to doing stuff like this. Yeah. But yes, I deeply do apologize if I scar anyone for life. Not trying to. Really not trying to. But unfortunately, you can't undo damage that has already been done. So I apologize in advance of not apologizing in advance before. I say some fucked up shit. So, could I? Fluttershy mumbled quietly. Could you what? Whatever makes you feel comfortable, I said soothingly as possible. She pushed me slightly, motioning me to lie down. I nodded and got on my back. She got to her knees and leaned down, pressing her face to my pussy. I let out a small moan, and the sounds of her tongue running along my wetting lips was starting to turn me on even more. My attention was snapped away as I heard a muffled moan. I looked over to Pinky and noticed she was being pulled inside Luna slowly. Her head was fully taken by Luna's gaping maw as the rest of her started to slide in. Is she going to be... Ah! I screamed as Fluttershy pushed a finger into my pussy, just under her tongue. I closed my eyes and my head fell back to me. You know, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Considering I didn't just completely lose it at the whole Pinky getting sucked inside Luna. This is definitely another weird one, but I mean weirder than, of course, which was my very first video, which is You know? I actually like these. I mean, as fucked up as these are, they're not, like, terrible. They just have very fucked up concepts. Otherwise, it's readable literature. It's all right. I I can read it. My legs spread out further, and I was nearing my climax when it suddenly stopped. My eyes shot open, and Fluttershy was looking up at Celestia, who was motioning her over to Luna. Pinky had disappeared completely. Unfortunately, it's not the fact that Pinky disappeared completely that bothers me. It's how. Because Pinky can just disappear and reappear whenever she fucking wants, it seems like. So yeah. Oh, okay, Fluttershy said quietly. She got up and started to walk towards Luna. I was a little disappointed. I didn't get my orgasm. I was about to get up when... Yep. Yep. Saw this one coming from a mile away. I was about to get up when Celestia knelt down and ran her tongue across my labia, Can I just seriously, like, read straight today? Across my, labia. I gritted my teeth, barely able to hold back a scream as I felt Celestia's soft skin running against my own, her hands sliding up to my hips, her finger pressing against my clit, and a constant stream of pleasure started flowing through me. I grabbed my breasts and started to squeeze. A small trickle of milk. Oh. Oh. Really? Please. I'm trying to read without anything. Please. I just want to do a simple reading. No. Oh god. Come on, we don't need any jokes about Epic Dash spanking his monkey, okay? That doesn't... Oh, did I really just say that? Oh my god. I might need to... You know what? Fuck it, I'll leave it in there. Again, I'm sorry for scarring people for life, but this is me. I'm sorry, it's just that I have a huge milk fetish. So, yeah, you know, that's a thing. Um, so yeah, when I start using breasts and then breast milk, yeah. I'm a professional though, and I'll deal with my sexual tendencies later. Right now, reading time. A small trickle of milk dripping from yeah, so start I grab my best I need to stop doing that. I grabbed my breasts and started to squeeze, a small trickle of milk dripping from them. I gasped loudly from a sudden heat flowing through me. I looked down at Celestia, her horn is glowing brightly. A small flow of magic was forcing its way into me, massaging the inside of my pussy. The feel of her magic pushed me over the edge, my walls spasming and rippling around the flow of magic. Celestia smiled, filling me with a sense of happiness. I glanced at I glanced at Fluttershy to see her body slowly being dragged into Luna, the princess's stomach bulging outward even further as the last of Fluttershy disappeared into her. Applejack stood up and made her way to Luna. starting to eat her out as Rarity positioned herself under Applejack. AJ took the opportunity and sat down onto Rarity's face, moaning loudly as her own muff was licked. Okay. My attention was stolen by Celestia, who was lying on her back with her legs open, waiting for me. I was drawn in between them like a dog to a bone. Okay. I pushed my face to her wet lips, quickly shoving my tongue into her. She started to moan, and I could see her face slightly twisting into pleasureful bliss. My head shifted slightly as I heard a muffled cry. Applejack was being pulled into Luna rapidly. Rarity's mouth was still glued to AJ's pussy. And as the last of her was pulled in, Rarity was slowly dragged in too. Okay. Her legs were kicking frantically until her upper body was fully inside Luna. Her kicking slowed until she accepted it and was fully inside her. I looked back up at Celestia, who was staring at me with a smile. "It's time," she said calmly. My heart started to pound rapidly as I stood up. I walked over to Luna slowly and knelt down. "I'm scared," I said quietly. Celestia placed a hand on my shoulder. "Everything will be all right," Celestia said, her tone calm and reassuring. I slowly leaned forward, pressing my face against Luna's entrance. I could taste everyone else on her lips as my tongue slowly traced the surface of her labia. I felt her legs wrap up around my head and hold me there. I felt her pussy start to get hot, twitching more and more as my tongue pierced its way into her. She gasped. Her orgasm neared. I couldn't see her face over her bloated stomach, but I could tell by the way she was panting, and that she was still recovering from her previous one. Her pussy started to ripple, making swallowing motions as I felt my tongue being pulled further into her. My eyes widened as my face started to press harder and harder into her growing heat until it started to stretch, pulling my head in. I felt a hand on my back, and just by the gentleness of it, I could tell it was Celestia. I immediately started to relax and allow myself to be pulled in. I felt the heat around me growing, and I closed my eyes, waiting for whatever it is that's supposed to happen. My eyes open, I looked around. I was floating in an endless black void. Well, this just took a weird turn for the worst. I heard laughter. I twisted my head around and saw Pinky floating behind me. "Whee!" she said, doing somersaults as she floated through the air. Oh, that is so much fun to do. It's so much fun doing a Pinky voice. "Pinky?" I said curiously. "Yes, dear, we're all here." Rarity. Hey! I didn't know Rarity was Shady Vox in disguise. Shady Vox, I apologize. You're really cool. Rarity said, floating by me. "Yeah," Rainbow Dash said, hovering in place in a reclined position. "Yep," Applejack said. "Hi," Fluttershy said quietly, waving to me, and I smiled and waved back. "So what now?" I asked. "I don't know. We just kinda been sitting here," Applejack shrugged. "You mean floating," Dash corrected. "Whatever," Applejack mumbled. "This is getting weird. It's weird." "Are we in space?" I asked, looking around the empty void around us. "No!" Are you fucking serious? Space! Pinky shouted, zipping past me. I had to do it in the Space Corps tone because that's literally what it says. It just says space. Okay, enough of that. You get my point, though. That's what it said. Space usually has stars, doesn't it? Fluttershy asked, looking around with the same curious expression as me. Pinky was about to fly past me again when I grabbed her. The second my hand grabbed hers, there was a white glow that sparked to life. My eyes widened and everyone started to stared at the two of us. Ooh, shiny! Pinky said. I think we're all supposed to join hands, I stammered, sounding a little unsure of myself as I looked back at everyone's fascinated gazes. Pardon me, I'm not reading correctly. Let's try it. Forgive me, I'm not thinking straight. The six of us gathered around, forming a circle and looking at each other. I grabbed Pinky's hand, who grabbed Applejack's, who grabbed Rarity's, who grabbed Rainbow Dash, who grabbed Fluttershy. I stared down at Fluttershy's hand for a moment before gazing up at the others. They were all looking at me, smiling. A smile was drawn to my face as I took Fluttershy's hand. The glow formed a circle around us and started to shrink, collapsing into a small ball of light that formed in the center of the circle. It started to grow slowly. The pace of which it was growing was increasing. Pinky started to giggle. It tickles, she laughed. I stared at the ball of light for a few seconds before glancing back at the others. They were all staring at it too. My smile grew. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was kind of scared. But the fact that we were all together, the fact that the others weren't worried in the slightest, made me start to feel safe. The ball of light grew into massive size, about to engulf the six of us in its brilliant luminance. I couldn't see over the horizon. I didn't know where we were going, but I knew whatever was waiting for us, whatever was over the next hill, we would meet it together. Okay. I guess that's the end. There's nothing more here. So that was Together Forever, or Unity by Vinyl Wubs. The chapter was Together Forever. The only chapter. So that was a thing that happened. That was very much a thing that happened. I don't, by any means, have very many words for what just happened, but it happened. I don't know. This was just, I guess what I can really applaud Vinyl Wubs on is how it felt like something that was just straight up taken out of Hentai World right here. Just went down to Japanland and started scurrying around the porn they had down there. I guess that's one thing I love about Japan, though, too, is that they come up with some fucked up shit. I can relate. Bottom line is, though, and, you know, this was fun. I enjoyed it. It was weird, but I enjoyed it. Weird, but I enjoyed it. Okay. But so, um, thanks so much for watching. I had a fun time reading this fic. And when I was reading it, but of course, anyone who follows my Tumblr knows that something happened. Let me just clarify that I'm fine, and now I will confirmably get back to uploading more regularly. Um, so that's happened, and so what I definitely still need to do is find a permanent recording place that I can record at, because unfortunately I do live with other people. And as this fanfic kind of proves to me, that's been what's happening. And unfortunately, I'd like to say that everybody in my house is getting along. That's not happening. Mainly between... Well, that's not important. That's something I don't think I really need to disclose with you guys. Point is, I'm still working out the kinks and everything. Note that everything is fine, but until I can get myself financially situated and finish high school, of course. I'm turning 18 in about, let's see, it's the 24th now, so in about 5 days, I will be turning 18. Yay me! I'll probably release a birthday video for that for me, just because, I guess because it's a thing that everyone else does, and I don't know. I guess I'll just do it anyway. Why not? Fuck it, right? But so, in the meantime, I still got to work out a lot of kinks and whatnot, but, everything at home is fine. There's just people, I won't disclose names, that I don't get along with. So, in the end, though, in the end of all this, though, I will definitely maybe try the setup I have now. I'd love to just be able to use my room, but unfortunately, there's been some complications that I've been having with my room as of late. Considering over the winter, my window decided that it was so cold outside it decided to break itself. So, yeah, basically a big, huge chunk of glass is missing from my main window. And so basically that doesn't fare well for, you know, the noise that's going on outside. So that's a problem. But bottom line is, everything is fine, and this is where, this has been, well, first of all, just to, hang on, just to let you guys know, though, I officially have my Tumblr channel, or not channel, Tumblr blog, it's officially up and running, and I finally have an ask box up, so you guys can ask me questions, request fanfics there, and I will definitely take any fanfics that are requested into consideration, because I have too much time on my hands, so I mean, now that I'm definitely kind of putting my life together now, I'm having less time than normal, but I still have quite a bit of time on my hands, so I will definitely look at those fanfics and get a chance to reading them, and if I think that they're really reaction worthy, I will definitely release them, because I love doing this. This has been just ever since I've started, regardless of how many followers, how many subscribers I've had or whatever, regardless of that, I just really like doing this. But I think what makes it that much more worthwhile of posting these videos is the fact that, of course, there are people who who are watching my videos, even if it's a small amount, there are still people who are watching my videos, think that I do a good job, and I think that more than anything means a lot to me. So, like, comment, and subscribe, so that, because I mean, I'd really like to get more noticed out in the community because, I mean, ever since that my friend Brad the Browncoat Brony introduced me to fanfic reading and stuff like that, it's like I look at fanfic reading now, and like I look at the world of fanfic reading, and it's just like, wow, there's a whole nother world out there, and I'm missing out on it. And so overall, it's been exciting, and so I'll leave a link to Brad's channel down below just because every time I mention him, I feel like you should definitely go check out his channel because Brad the Browncoat Brony is awesome. He's a really cool dude. We've known each other since I was a freshman in high school, or yeah, freshman. Um, and he's just, he's been a really cool dude, and he really helped me out. With he really helped me out getting started, and plus, unfortunate, it was kind of my fault that he is now today a brony. Um, and he explains more about that in his recent 300 subscriber Q&A um Q&A video, so I'll leave a link down for that. But so go check out my Tumblr blog. I post regular updates there, and I also reblog a lot of shit, so you can go look that up. As well as, you can ask me questions in general, and maybe I'll start doing like a questions highlights, if you guys think that would be cool. But other than that, yeah, so ask me questions there, request fanfic, stuff like that. But other than that, this has been Epic Dash, and thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, this is Epic Dash sign off saying aliens.